The Silent Whispering Willow. In the verdant heart of the ancient township of Nestledale, there existed a phenomenon that baffled both the elderly wise and the vibrant youth, the Whispering Willow. A titan among trees, its magnificent stature towered over the humble cottages, while its age-old branches stretched wide, as if embracing the world. The willow stood beside the cobblestone path, its leaves rustling with each passing breeze, creating music of an ethereal kind, carrying whispers only a select few could perceive. One sunny afternoon, the humble life of Nestledale witnessed a ripple of change. A newcomer arrived, Zephyr, a young boy who moved with the silence of a ghost. The reason behind Zephyr's peculiar quietude lay in his inability to perceive the gift of sound. The village's quiet murmurings pointed towards the lad's deafness, and a whisper of sympathy passed through the community. A week after Zephyr's arrival, the spring festival was in full swing in Nestledale. Merriment filled the air, and the Whispering Willow, a vital part of the festivities, began its unique symphony. To the villagers' surprise, Zephyr, who had been seemingly lost in observing the towering tree, suddenly darted towards the parchment and quill used to jot down the riddles and began scribbling with feverish excitement. The lad, it appeared, could decipher the riddles whispered by the willow, a skill known to very few in the village. The riddle was solved, revealing the precise time to begin the harvest, a closely guarded secret that significantly impacted the village's crop yield. The village erupted in cheers, their hearts filled with newfound respect for the young Zephyr. The once silent boy now held a place of honor among them. Unknown to all, this was merely the beginning of a grander destiny awaiting Zephyr. A month following the festival, ominous clouds hung low over Nestledale. The rivers roared, the wind screamed, and the Whispering Willow shuddered in trepidation. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. In the midst of the chaos, Zephyr rushed to the willow, his heart pounding with an unexplainable fear. The villagers watched in silent dread as Zephyr pressed his palms against the tree, his brows furrowed in intense concentration. Then, as if struck by lightning, Zephyr sprinted back to his house, grabbed a piece of parchment, and began writing with fervor. With the completion of his writing, Zephyr ran to the village square, holding up a hastily written message. The note revealed a chilling prophecy foretold by the Whispering Willow. Nestledale was about to be hit by a devastating flood that would wipe out their beloved village. With their faith in Zephyr, the villagers scrambled to the highlands, carrying whatever they could. Night fell, and as the prophecy foretold, a monstrous flood washed over Nestledale, reducing their homes to mere rubble. However, the villagers were safe, their lives saved by Zephyr and the Whispering Willow. In the aftermath of the flood, despair hung over the villagers of Nestledale. They were safe but homeless, their village lost to the catastrophic flood. In the midst of their hopelessness, they found their faith in the Whispering Willow wavering. But Zephyr refused to surrender to despair. One day, Zephyr walked up to the Whispering Willow, his heart filled with determination. His fingers ran along the tree bark, feeling the distinct pulses of the willow's ancient life force. His touch traveled through the maze of indentations on the bark, reading the message contained within the very skin of the tree. The willow spoke of a hidden treasury beneath the village center that could aid in their reconstruction. Overwhelmed with hope, Zephyr took no time to spread this uplifting message among the disheartened villagers. Respect and trust for Zephyr reached new heights, and his words galvanized the villagers into immediate action. The inhabitants of Nestledale, young and old alike, took up spades and picks, and began their meticulous excavation at the heart of their ruined village. With each layer of earth they shifted, their anticipation grew. Days turned into weeks, yet the treasury remained elusive. Doubt started to creep in among the villagers. They began to question Zephyr's message, their faith faltering. But the boy stood resolute in his belief and encouraged the villagers not to abandon their hope. And then one morning, a triumphant cheer echoed through the highlands. The miners had struck something solid beneath the soft earth. The weary villagers watched with bated breath as a large chest, ornately designed and glistening with age-old wisdom, was brought forth from the depths of the earth. The chest contained enough gold to rebuild Nestledale and then some. Their faith restored, the villagers erupted in joyful cheers. Nestledale was going to be reborn from the ashes, all thanks to Zephyr and the Whispering Willow. Zephyr's unique ability to communicate with the Whispering Willow transformed him from an unnoticed newcomer to the beacon of hope for Nestledale. Despite his perceived disability, he proved that everyone holds within them an extraordinary potential that could make them a hero. The Whispering Willow continued its watch over Nestledale, whispering tales of wisdom, tales of joy, and tales of warning to those who could hear. And Zephyr, the boy who couldn't hear the world but heard the language of the trees, stood by its side, their bond unbroken. And thus, the village of Nestledale, under the guidance of Zephyr and the wisdom of the Whispering Willow, rose from its ruins to a prosperous future. The tale of the boy and the willow became a legend passed down through the generations, a symbol of resilience and unity in the face of despair.